Shabbat Shalom, Happy New Year. Normally we reach January 1st and it's not that big of a deal. It's, I hope you had a nice time, hope everybody was safe, and for some reason the entry into 2021, I shouldn't even say for some reason, we know the reason, that entering into 2021 just feels a little bit different. We hope and we pray that all of us will have a good and sweet secular new year, one that is filled with abundant happiness and meaningful prosperity and lasting peace, and of course, health for all of us. We are, the sun has set, and we enter Shabbat with a beautiful, beautiful song, Hachama Merosh.
האילנות נסתלקה, בואו ונצא לקראת שבת המלכה. הנה היא יורדת, הקדושה הברוכה, ועימה מלאכים צבא שלום ומנוחה. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShalom. The sun has disappeared from the treetops. Come, let us go out to welcome the Sabbath, the Queen. Here she's descending, the Holy, the Blessed, and with her are angels, a host of peace, and of rest. Come, O Queen, come, O Bride. Peace also to you, angels of peace. החמה מראש, האילנות נסתעלקה, בואו ונצא לקראת שבת המלכה. הנה היא יורדת, הקדושה הברוכה, ועימה מלאכים, צבא שלום ומנוחה. בואי בואי המלכה, בואי בואי הכלה, שלום עליכם, שלום עליכם, שלום עליכם, מלאכי השלום.
Each of us enters this moment with a different need. Some hearts are full of peace and gratitude, overflowing with joy and love. They are eager to confront the day to make the world a better place. They are recovering from illness or have escaped misfortune. We rejoice with them. Some hearts ache with sorrow. Disappointments weigh heavily on them. Families have been broken. Loved ones lie on a bed of pain. Death has taken a cherished loved one. May our presence and caring bring them comfort. Some hearts are embittered. Ideals are betrayed, mocked, answers sought in vain. Life has lost its meaning and value. May the knowledge that we too are searching restore our hope and renew our faith.
לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. נריה נריה לצור אישנו, לקמה פנה בתודה. נריה נריה לצור אישנו, וזמירות נריה לו. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. Iramaya, 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 Bumlo, Iramaya, 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 Bumlo. Yalo sadai vechol asher po, asier anenu, kol hatzayah. לפני אדוני קיווה קיווה לשפוט הארץ, לשפוט תבל וצדק ועמים ומודעתו. Sing praise to the night with the lyre and melodious song. Zamberu l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol חצוצרות וקול שופר. הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, זמרו לאדוני בכינור, וכינור וקול זמרה, בחצוצרות וקול שופר. הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ביחד הרים ירדנו לפני אדוני דיבר, לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט קיבל בצדק, והמים במישרים.
We welcome Shabbat as a bride. It's beautiful coming into our lives. Welcome her presence, Shabbat.
לכאן דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת בקבלה. לכאן דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת בקבלה. שמור וזכור ודיבור אחד, השמיענו כלה, בני שבת בקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת בקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה. שוב מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת בקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת בקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת בקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת בקבלה.
We rise, we turn to the door, we welcome the Shabbat bride.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסון ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך ארננה. גדלו מעשה אדוני מאוד, עמקו בגשרותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
We bring the light of Shabbat by lighting our Shabbat candles. Oh boy. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom set the way on which the time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for infinity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamari Harabim Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Ba'ed
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meotecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kashartam le'ohot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chatavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'vishadecha Leman tiskeruhu va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem l'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. There is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
ונאמר כפדה יעקב, תהיה לו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu Beshalom, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu Beshalom, Ve'amidenu Shomreinu lechaim, Ufros aleinu Sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu Beshalom. Let there be love, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
The people of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, observing the Sabbath in every generation as a covenant for all time. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days the eternal God made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from labor and rested.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפל שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We join together for Amidah.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה. האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון כומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניכם למען שמו ואבא, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מקלקל חיים בחסד, מחייך הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ברופא חורים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו וישנה עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
אתה הקדוש ושמך הקדוש, קדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Praise be Adonai for Shabbat and its holiness.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deed and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence.
Baruch atah Adonai shotcha levatcha be'edan nabod modim anachnu lach.
We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you.
Shalom bracha al Israel amcha tasim leolam. 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 Ki ata melech hador bechol hasharon. Ki ata melech hador bechol hasharon. Shalom bracha al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Shalom bracha al Israel amcha tasim leolam. V'tov ve'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom bracha al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Shalom bracha al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
Before we take a moment for silent personal prayer, we think about our friends and neighbors, members of our community, members of our own family who are in need of God's blessing of healing. This Shabbat, we are thinking about Audrey Aronchik and Deanna Aronchik, Charles Barna and Francine Barna, Baruch Ben Zion Ben Bracha Chaya, Osvaldo Barraza, Karen Bloomgarten, Leslie Center, Sherry Center, Esther Bat Ariel, Dr. Helen Fagan, Dr. Stephen Geller, Marion Gordon, Deborah Hartman, Peter Herrera, Shoshana Cecile Jacobs, Ed Johns, Mindy Elizabeth Jones, Susan Jones, Charles Cantor, Dr. Benjamin Lechner, Jack Lieb, Judy Levy, Susan Linsenbaum, Leah Bat Margalit, Leah Tova Bar, Shammai Ben Michael, Robert Parker, Elka Rock, Shaul Ben Moshe Verivka, Janice Schneider, Suzette Schultz, Lillian Stein, Kevin Webb, Sid Weisel, and Dov Ben Yona. Misha Berach Avatenu Avraham Yitzhak VeYaakov Ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel V'Leah Hu Yavarach Ve'yarapeh Et HaCholim Kodesh Baruch Hu Yamalei Rachamim Alehem L'Hach Limam L'Rapotam L'Hach Zikam L'Hachiotam V'Yishlach B'mheira Refuah Shlema Refuat HaNefesh U'Refuat HaGuf B'toch Shar Cholei Yisrael Shtaba Agalav V'Zman Karif and Omar. We say Amen. Take a moment for silent personal prayer. I'm having trouble with matches. Cantor's having trouble with guitar.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו
So between Christmas and New Year's, over this past week, I have been catching up on watching The Crown, the Netflix series about the British monarchy. It's great. If you haven't watched it, this is my personal stamp of approval. It's just a wonderful, beautifully set series. It is set against the backdrop of the historical events that have marked Queen Elizabeth II's reign. And we get a glimpse into the dynamics of the royal family. One episode in the current season is titled Favorites, and it explores the relationship between the Queen and her 4 children. Each of them expresses failure in some way. But most glaring is the failure of Elizabeth herself to show consistent interest, compassion, and love towards her children. I see this all the time, and don't ask my children, but I probably display some of it myself every so often. The truth is that the dynamics between children and parents have been a part of the history of civilization. And the Jewish community has recorded the ups and downs of its relationships between parents and children since biblical times. It has been the fodder of many Jewish comedians. My colleague and teacher, Rabbi Ed Feinstein, writes, "All Jewish kids get A's. It's a fact. They're all above average. They all go to Stanford, Brown, and Berkeley. They're all the champs in debate, first violin in the orchestra, the lead in the play, the captain of the teams." But what happens if they're not? What happens when they don't excel? What happens when they fail? Our children are told, you are not working up to your potential, but without the additional information that no one works up to their potential. Such a demand is limitless, a requirement that can never be satisfied. Like the horizon, one's potential is never meant to be reached. If you are working up to your potential, it is only because our potential was defined too low. And as Rabbi Feinstein's teacher and the great Rabbi Harold Schulweis once observed, that we Jews practice a particularly cruel form of child abuse. It's called disappointment. Is there a place within the Jewish family for differences? Is there room for failure? Is there love for the child who tries and cannot succeed in the ways we've defined success? I worry about children who are told that they must get every answer correct. I worry about kids who are told that there is not room for second best. I worry about kids who are constantly measured, evaluated, tested, and graded. Surely there is more at stake in education than admission to the next school, the marks on the next report card, the scores on the next exam. If we demand success each time, if we leave no room for failure, our children's dreams will shrink to fit their certainties. They will play it safe and never try too hard, never reach too far, never put too much of themselves into any pursuit. As Rabbi Feinstein writes, it is entirely possible to exalt the mind while crushing the soul. I've thought a lot about doctors recently. I think we all have. But I wonder and I worry about them. Right? I wonder about that doctor who was the smartest kid in elementary school, in middle school, and high school, who was the top of her class in college, aced every exam, and was the star at medical school. And now, as an oncologist, must prepare with the reality that they will not save a large percentage of their patients. How is that doctor prepared for that? How will they cope? Do we really want doctors or lawyers or leaders who have never gotten a B, never flubbed an exam, never experienced failure? Those who reach far and dream big fail big. Einstein spent a lifetime looking for a grand theory that doesn't exist. Babe Ruth holds a record for most strikeouts. Columbus never made it to India. And Moses never reached the promised land. Imagine that. The entire Torah ends in colossal failure. Moses never gets to see the fulfillment of his dream. Is he any less of a spiritual hero? If it doesn't break us, failure can be life's greatest teacher. What can we learn from failure? That we can start again, that we can ask for help, that we can be forgiven, that we have the capacity to go on. What does failure teach? That we are limited, finite, fallible, vulnerable, but still worthy of love. We can fail, but we still belong. Our weekly Torah portion recounts the deathbed blessings and instructions Jacob offers each of his sons. What is so remarkable is that they are all present. The beloved Joseph, the mighty Judah, inept Reuben, tempestuous Simon and Levi, all have a place in the family. Jacob's grandfather, Abraham, had but one blessing. Isaac was chosen, Ishmael was cast out. Isaac had but one blessing. Jacob was favored, Esau rejected. But Jacob is different. Jacob finds words for each of his sons. Some of the words are encouraging, some critical, but each son is included. Each is gathered in. Each belongs to him, and all remain as children of Israel. Were we to be so wise? Shabbat Shalom. Rise as our ark is open for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
At this moment, we remember Moshe Aaron Jacobs, Rabbi Laszlo Berkowitz, Harvey Hutter, Ron Levitt, Monroe L. Cooperman, all who have died over the past 30 days for whom we are observing Shloshim. And remember these whose yortzites, the anniversary of their passing, we commemorate this Shabbat. Martin Beloff, Rebecca Bernstein, Charles Bernbach, Jack Block, Israel Bochakoff, Esther Borak, Benjamin Braverman, Bina Brody, Frank Cohen, Walter D. Cohn, Irma Dash, Martin Eisenberg, Carmen Espinoza de Garcia, Morton Fibus, Herbert Fields, Joseph Franco, Rose Freundlich, Florence Gallus, Sam Gelber, Isidore Gittleman, William Gittleman, Francis Gordon, Louis M. Greenberg, Julius Grodhian, Ruth Mazer Helfman, Leon Heller, Dr. Robert Hofberger, Erwin Hyman, Jack Jennis, Barney Kraft, Max Kreisler, Raquel Lerner, Ella Ryaboy Litvak, Elise Jody Marcus, Saul Marcus, Laura Bethmos, Jacob Nutman, Moises Peeknagura, Rose Pollock, Gerald Reed, Dora Rhodes, Ruth Rothenberg, Peter Schoenling, Rosalind Schmulowitz, Sarah Steinberg, Anna Schaefer Steingold, Molly Stone, Gottlieb Skolnick, Dr. Irving A. Tarasuk, Florence Turner, Helen Udelson. We join together for Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrachu te v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayed chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'galal v'zman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mavarach le'alam olomei omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei Kudashah Richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da milan be'alma v'imru. Yehi shlama rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, huyaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. Together we say, Amen. Want to wish all of you again a Shabbat Shalom and a Happy New Year. Want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. Really nice for Marcia and Vincent Glady. It's so nice if they're on watching. So nice to be reminded of our long-standing congregant, sweet Frank Cohen, at his yard site. Say happy anniversary, little belated happy anniversary to Toby and Dee Dee Katzker, Norman and Alice Klein, in memory of Alice's mother, Rose, Rhonda and Richard Mountner, in memory of Rhonda's mother, Irma Dash, Louise and Bob Morell, in honor of their anniversary last week, but thank you for celebrating it both last week and this week. We want to say a very, very happy upcoming birthday to Carol Shuckman, who, I know I'm not supposed to tell anybody's age, but Carol, happy 95th, and not only did she sponsor, but many of her friends in our community sponsored this Shabbat service this Shabbat in her honor. So wishing you many, many more years of health and happiness. Just a reminder that we have lots of things going on. You'll start to see the things that are happening in the new year coming up fairly soon. I'm going to give you a little preview. You'll see it soon. Our Martin Luther King Shabbat, which we traditionally do on the Friday before Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, we've actually delayed that 2 weeks. We've got something really wonderful in the works. Lots of interfaith participation, lots of great music, and some tricks up our sleeves, so we hope that you will join us on the 29th, on Friday the 29th.
Which is Shabbat Shirah.
That is correct. It is Shabbat Shirah, the Shabbat of music, and the Shabbat when we celebrate the crossing of the Red Sea in our Torah portion, so a particularly nice connection to freedom for Martin Luther King Shabbat.
Do you want to mention anything about next Friday?
Next Friday, yes. Next Friday, thank you. Next Friday, we will be outside. We're going to do an outdoor Shabbat. Please, we would love to have you, but you need to let us know. You need to sign up in the office. You can call. You don't have to come into the office. You can call in. We have a limited number of seats. It's not the best thing, but we want to keep everybody safe and physically distanced, and we can only have so many out on the Sisterhood patio. We hope that you will join us. If you're not ready or you're not able to join us in person, don't worry, just show up at your regular time and location, either Facebook or on YouTube, tsnd.tv, and we'll be there as well. We've got a little treat. We're going to do a. Nope. Cantor. It's ready to go. We're going to do a song, our closing song, but we have a treat right after that. So we are ready to go.
And this song is it comes from the Parashat Shabbat, from this week's Torah portion, Vayehi, the last portion of Genesis, and this is the blessing that was that Jacob gave to Menashe and Ephraim. המלאך הגואל אותי, המלאך הגואל אותי מכל הרע, יברך את הנערים ויקרב בהם שבי. המלאך הגואל אותי, המלאך הגואל אותי מכל רע, יברך את הנערים ויקרב בהם שבי. בשם אבותיי, בשם אבותיי, אברהם ויצחק, ויתקו לרוב, ויתקו לרוב בקרב הארץ. בשם אבותיי, בשם אבותיי, אברהם ויצחק, ויתקו לרוב, ויתקו לרוב בקרב הארץ.
So I told you we had a little surprise. It is a little hard to believe that a year ago this Shabbat, Jonah Ferber, excuse me, the son of Sima, and our board of trustees member Nick Ferber became bar mitzvah on this very bima in a very different time period. But Jonah volunteered to help lead this weekend. So he's going to lead us in Kiddush and Motzi. Is he doing Motzi as well? Or I think he's got it in him to. We'll join you, Jonah. Don't worry. For Motzi, and then tomorrow morning he will reprise his beautiful Torah. I don't know what his Torah reading. Excuse me. Something got caught in my throat. So thank you, Jonah, on behalf of the congregation for stepping in and stepping up as a young adult in our congregation. So with that, we welcome Jonah Ferber. It's all yours.
All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinhilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit hu yom techila למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, מכל העמים. בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנהלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת.
Amen. All right, Jonah, you want to do Motzi?
Sure.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. Thank you, Jonah.
Thank you.
And we will see you tomorrow morning. I want to wish all of you a Shabbat Shalom.